We'll start then, Neil, if you don't mind, with Benjamin Pavard. I've got the story here from This Is Anfield, who've aggregated it for me and translated it, which is nice of them. They say Liverpool have emerged as a hot candidate for Bayern Munich defender Benjamin Pavard, and contact has been made that claims a Bundesliga source goes down. It was Christian Falk of Sport Bild says true the agents of Benjamin Pavard are already talking to Liverpool. We spoke about Benjamin Pavard briefly on a show last week, and it was and he was like, it didn't really make sense to me that because he wants to play centre-back, he wants to be a first choice, he doesn't really want to be a right-back. I wouldn't understand why he would go to Liverpool in the first place, would be mad, because I don't think he doesn't get any ahead of Van Dijk. Liverpool are heavily invested in Ibrahim Konate, and rightly so. He's proven that he's worth sticking with. It just didn't, I don't know, it didn't make sense to me, but obviously Christian Falk's sourced otherwise, that there might be some interest there. What's your understanding of all this?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think it made sense when it first emerged. From his point of view and from Liverpool's point of view, it was like, I don't know, it would be a sort of if it was a free transfer or something like that, you'd say, oh, maybe, there'd be a little bit in there, but it wasn't one of those that jumped out and you thought, oh yeah, that'd be one that Liverpool would do. From speaking to people at Liverpool, and I have to be, you have to be careful with things like this, because dismissing transfer stories, especially transfer stories that are sourced by good journalists and reliable journalists, is always a dangerous thing. But Liverpool have dismissed it. Liverpool have sort of said it's not true. We're not in for him. We're not after him. He's not a target. And it'd be hard to say. I mean, you said he doesn't get in ahead of Van Dijk and Konate. I'd argue he doesn't get in ahead of Matip or Gomez either. If you were changing the team, you might at right back in games if you wanted to rest Trent or move Trent into midfield, but. This is someone who clearly wants to leave Bayern because of frustrations over what he's getting at Bayern. They signed Cancelo, didn't they, in the window, and they've got obviously other players who are playing across that back line. I think there's a few players going to leave. And
I don't think he wants to play right back anymore. I think he wants to go and play centre back.
So I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that Liverpool's the sort of obvious one where you say I can go and smash it there. His age, 27. He's not really in Liverpool's sort of usual bracket of buying players, not rather than buying players. Mm-hmm. So I think I've got a lot of doubts about it, not least because Liverpool have said no. So maybe there's an agent just trying to drum up some interest for the player who's obviously needs to get a move this season. I think we said, didn't we, last week, wasn't it, the confirmed options was like Real Madrid, Barcelona, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City maybe. So he's clearly going to look to get a good move this summer, the player, and obviously the agent as well. I suspect it's an agent-led story, this one, as opposed to anything truly in it.
Yeah, like I say, Liverpool have gone outside the window, and it was to sign a player from Bayern Munich when they went to Thiago. I say the window, the usual, what you'd expect for all
26 and under, really, isn't it?
Yeah, and the price and everything about them, really. That's what I got. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if Liverpool signed a defender. I mean, it's getting toward maybe they will, that we'll find out down the line. But again, the links, you would expect, like, 24 and under, 25 and under, etc. Like,
if you're thinking you're buying really, if you're going to buy a defender, what are you buying it for? You're buying to offset the Van Dijk and Matip age thing, and obviously probably the injury proneness of Konate, Gomez. But that certainly the Van Dijk and Matip thing doesn't become really sort of big until 12 months' time. And Pavard will be 28 himself. So you're looking at, you're giving a 4 or 5 year contract out to a player. You're thinking, well, and it's not Raphael Varane that they're being linked with, or, someone of that ilk that you're thinking, well, okay, they're a bit older, but they're world class.
Thiago was the same one.
Yeah. Well, Thiago was one of those players that you sort of say, okay, if you're going to break your sort of your mould for him, probably he was one of the players that you would do it for, because he was so unique skill set, different, world class, just won the Champions League, like key figure for Bayern, wasn't he, at the time, with a year left on his contract. Pavard's he's definitely a rung down on the sort of the scale of talent and ability. He's obviously had a good career, got a bit of versatility about him. He has upsides, but he's not one of those that you'd say, well, we throw everything out just to get this guy. He's once in a lifetime sort of opportunity that this player is available. So, I think there's going to be a lot of changes at Bayern, obviously, isn't there? I think obviously there's links with Lucas Hernandez going away. Obviously, Sadio. Alphonso Davies, Sadio, yeah, of course. I think even Thomas Muller, Joshua Kimmich have sort of been linked, coming,
Sané as well.
They're being talked up as big changes, with Harry Kane and Declan Rice being linked, and Colin Mawani and people like that. But I don't know. I don't see Pavard as being one of those that you would go sort of out your way to get. He might be one of those, a little bit like an Akanji or someone like that. You think, well, you know what, if he was available for 10 million, he's a nice little pickup who can play a couple of positions across the back. But I think you'd be looking at a bit more money than that. And like you say, from the player's point of view, it doesn't tie in with what he apparently wants, does it? This sort of chance to play centre back and play regularly. I'm not sure he gets that at Liverpool.
No, you're right. And like I say, this is my words rather than yours, so I'm going to clarify with that. But there are times where if Liverpool might dismiss something, there's always are they telling the truth? Are they not? That's what we think. You don't have to think that, we can think that. Yeah. But on this one, it actually makes sense. There's the Pavard thing to me, other than the fact that maybe Liverpool thought we're going to throw 10 to midfield and we just want to buy a right back. That was the only way this would work. That's where it half makes sense. But if he wants to leave, not to play right back, and again, I don't know. I reckon if Liverpool want to do that, there would be right backs out there who fit the profile more.
What I would also say on the first bit is Liverpool club sources dismiss a lot of players that are linked to Liverpool, because a lot of players are linked to Liverpool. When they do it in the terms that he was dismissed, to me, and I'm sure to others who've asked, it won't just be me, it's very rare. In fact, I can't think of anyone that they've ever done it in that sort of explicit terms of, look, it's not happening. If you think back a few weeks, Ugarte was linked quite strongly with Liverpool. It wasn't dissimilar to what was said about Ugarte to me at the time, and there was still massive stories appearing in Portugal and elsewhere. And from what it looks like now, it looks like Ugarte's he's certainly not coming to Liverpool, but it looks like he's going to Paris Saint-Germain, doesn't it? It was similar to that, so I'm inclined to believe it.
Yeah.
It wasn't a case of, sometimes you might get the sort of wishy-washy dismissal of not really much going on there, or no, nothing, not at this moment in time, or those kind of things. It wasn't that. It was, we don't want this player. So I think I have to, and I'm prepared to take it at sort of at face value. But, there's always the first time, isn't there, where, it's something changes or it comes out. So this isn't me sort of saying ignore those people who were reporting that. They're talking rubbish. They'll have got that from somewhere as well, so they'll trust their source. I'm going to trust mine on this one.
And that's the thing, you're right, and that's what you can do. What's interesting, mate, is that there's no, again, just in general on these kind of things, when I think straight away, a lot of us will read the transfer story and go, I believe that, or I don't believe that. And that is nothing to do with the source, not because, like you say, an agent or a couple of agents, or there could be someone at Bayern and an agent going, oh yeah, Liverpool want him, and therefore you've got two reputable sources, you would run that story. But just from our point of view, there was never anything in the Pavard thing where I went, yes, we're going to speak later, we'll speak about Kone, we're going to speak about Thuram. Those are ones straight away where you can see the obvious lines to Liverpool. I think it's I thought this one was quite easy, and like I say, I'm not surprised Liverpool, because I'm guessing, and we've spoken about it in the past, I remember it was Otavio, the Portuguese guy, who said like agents will just use Liverpool's name, or certain people will use Liverpool's name, and that can be quite frustrating to Liverpool, because ultimately you don't sign this player and then you've missed out. I'm like, we were never in for him, we haven't missed out on anyone. That makes no sense.
Yeah, absolutely that. And I'd be interested to know what Liverpool fans would think as well, in the Discord and stuff. But it's not one as well where it's like, I don't get the impression, I really don't follow the social media sort of response to things as much as I used to anyway. But I wouldn't imagine that this is one that sort of got the pulse racing of anyone. I don't imagine anyone would have said, "Oh God, just get it done." It just feels a little bit like a sort of a bit of a shrug, sort of. Even if Liverpool were in it, it'd be a bit of a, all right, okay, that's a strange sign, and probably. But yeah, I don't expect him to be a Liverpool player this summer. Liverpool, whoever I've been speaking to at Liverpool doesn't either. So it's one of those. I think he's looking obviously to get out of Bayern. It'll be interesting to see where he does end up, but I don't think it'll be Anfield.
Hey guys, that was a clip from our Journo Insight show. We have Neil in every Monday and Thursday discussing the latest Liverpool transfer news. Head on over to redmenplus.com, sign up and you'll see the entire conversation. We spoke Kone, Thuram, Ramsey, Tsimikas and loads more. If you sign up before midnight UK time on Monday the 12th and use the code MAC10 when you join as a yearly club captain, you'll get it for half price. Yearly club captain, code MAC10. Half price, but you've got to do it before midnight on Monday the 12th of June. So get over there, check out the show, and I'll see you there.
Our brand new 3-part Bobby Firmino Best in the World documentary series is dropping this June. And if you go to redmenplus.com and sign up as a Club Legend yearly subscriber, not only will you get access to all of those shows and the extra content, we're going to send you codes for 2 free pieces of Roberto Firmino merch. Grab yourself a mug, grab yourself a tea, and put your feet up and watch the best documentary series this summer.
Hey, I hope you enjoyed the show. Did you know that if you become a Club Legend subscriber, that's a yearly Club Legend on redmenplus.com, we will send you 2 instant free merch codes to get yourself some decent clobber from Redmen merch. So it's a no-brainer. Go and do it.